So if you read CNN or anybody else, they will downplay the Bernie Sanders and the Elizabeth Warren fight because they're now sending signals. Can we stop this fight? Because they don't want to eat their own. But this is what happens at this point. You got to eat your own. Warren wouldn't shake Bernie Sanders' hand, blah, 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 blah. I don't really care about really any of that. I don't think the American people care about that. If he said, a woman can't win, he's just wrong. He's just wrong. It has to be the right person.
But he didn't say that. Warren is totally just trying to take shots at him. I mean, what he probably said is what I think he explained last night, which was, that Donald Trump is going to take cheap shots at women and it's going to make it difficult. Like, that's a very standard line of thought on the Democratic side.
He may have thought a woman can't win because he's going to swing hard and they won't be able to swing hard back, or whatever his theory is, if he even said that. Mm-hmm. But that's the same as Buttigieg can't win. Buttigieg won't be able to win because he is perceived as anti-Christian in some groups. He is also homosexual, which is not cool with the African-American group. He's too young. He's too inexperienced, whatever. So, I mean, it's silly. It's a political calculation. It's not an anti-woman thing. Right. It's ridiculous that they're going through this. But I did want to play only one part of this exchange, and that is the CNN.
Insane.
I've never heard anything like it. So she asks Bernie Sanders, did you say that? He says, absolutely not. I did not. And you can find all these clips of me saying things about women. And how would I possibly say that? Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. So how could I possibly have said that? Then listen to the follow-up. After he says that, she follows up with Elizabeth Warren. Listen to this.
Senator Sanders, I do want to be clear here. You're saying that you never told Senator Warren that a woman could not win the election.
That is correct.
Senator Warren, what did you think when Senator Sanders told you a woman could not win the election?
I disagreed.
Stop. Unreal.
This is what usually happens to a conservative. Mm-hmm. This is the way they treat conservatives. No matter what we say, it is their way. Well, you'll never be able to prove it otherwise. Whatever your intent was, whatever you really meant, it doesn't matter to them. I've not seen them do it to a Democratic socialist. But that's one of the most remarkable moments from a reporter that tells you everything you need to know about the press today.
Yeah, because you can ask that question in a difficult way to both of them, and It's fair, right?
And that's the way it should be.
Right. You could say to Bernie, like, hey, why'd you say this? And then you could say to her, he says he didn't even say that. Correct. Why are you saying he did?
Exactly.
Right? And that's totally fair way of asking those questions.
That is what a journalist is supposed to do.
Yeah.
They decided that she was telling the truth. This individual decided that she was telling the truth instead of putting them both under the heat lamp and making them sweat and let the American people decide which one's telling the truth.
Now, part of this is the initial story that Bernie said this is a CNN report. Now, the Washington Post has witnesses and sources that say Bernie didn't say it. So I don't know if they're just trying to give their own report credibility or what, but that was an embarrassing moment. I mean, you cannot ask that question. It was completely unfair. The audience laughed at it.
Yeah.
Laughed at it. And it could be that they believe Bernie Sanders can't beat Donald Trump and Elizabeth Warren can. I don't see how you'd believe that. In watching her performances, I am not impressed at all. I think she's custom built to be defeated by Donald Trump.
Look, here's what we're fighting. And I know this firsthand, and I'll tell you a story later. But what we're fighting is people that are burned out on the news. And I hear this from everybody, my friends, me. I can't consume the news on cable television anymore the way I used to. Can't. It's just too frustrating. I know what everybody's going to say. It's lies, manipulation, and spin, and it's coming from everywhere. And I know enough of the facts to just go, oh my God, I can't, you have got to be, every time I turn on the TV, within 45 seconds, I am saying, you have got to be kidding me. Because I know the facts. Most Americans don't know the facts. So they get their news from these places in sound bites and in headlines. Not even the stories, just headlines. They've made up their mind that Donald Trump is a monster. So it doesn't matter who's running against him. You've got a large number of people that without any basis other than Donald Trump not being helpful in this department, who just believe that he's out of control and unstable. And they want him out. And so it doesn't matter if it's Bernie Sanders or it's Pete Buttigieg. He'll get 48%, whoever it is, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, the Antichrist, will get about 40 to 48% guaranteed. Because there's just people who are not going to change their minds. They're just not going to do it.
And the same thing for Donald Trump, right? Like,
correct.
If he's going to get 40 to 48%, whatever that is, and then they're going to be fighting about everybody else.
So the game changers here are the ones that will be able to tell the truth about both sides. The only people that will have any credibility during this election to be able to sway people are the people who don't really like either of them for different reasons. That are saying, look, I like this person for this reason. I don't like this person for this reason. Because the only way to change people's minds is to meet them where they already are. And where most people are is, I don't like what the other side stands for. And what's crazy is there's enough room on that in all of us to actually be united.